You straight up cuckooed that dude, bro. Oh my God.
You've got all your Charger gear on because
feeling fresh as hell.
Well, you guys better enjoy it. The fans loved it.
You have to love what you're seeing on tape if you're a Chargers fan, especially for the future with Justin Herbert.
On the move and throws and touchdown.
Do this together. Players, coaches, staff, fans, together we can create something truly special.
Stay tuned for some good content.
Well, hello there, everybody. Welcome back to the Charger Chat. I'm your co-host, Wolldog, slowly recovering, sitting with my buddy, Kev, hugging Duggan.
Oh, God, thank God you're back. I struggled so hard on that Friday episode without you. I didn't know what I was doing. Left was,
How do
left
we
was
end
right,
this?
right was left, down was up was down. I didn't know what was happening.
Let's not forget Kyle, the coach, Duggan.
Yeah, thank God. Me and Kevin could miss an episode. You can't.
I know.
No.
Never again.
Felt so bad for you guys.
MVP.
Oh, no. Gosh, folks. Yeah, this has been a weird week for all of us, I think.
Ups and downs.
Yeah, lots of ups and downs. Obviously, we were riding high on the Sunday win. It was a short week. Thursday came around and I could not get out of bed. It was really a struggle bus for Wolldog. I couldn't go to the game with my boys here and Craig, and I'm heartbroken that I couldn't do that. But man, that stinking game. We're going to get into it, folks. We've got lots to talk about. Obviously, the game, we've got some quotes, obviously an injury report to take a look at.
Yeah, we didn't really talk about it much on the Friday episode.
No.
It was supposed to be a recap, but it was just emotional.
Yeah.
It was a glass case of emotions is what it was.
Big glass case of emotion. And we've got an Ask Boltfam lined up. Do we have a Bolt Insight and a fan focus?
A fan focus.
Fantastic.
I didn't do the outline correctly, but
That's
here
okay.
we go.
Hey, it's that kind of a week, folks. Let's start it off. Let's look at this game. This game. Oh, man. Chargers 24, Chiefs 27. Justin Herbert 33 for 48, 334 yards, averaging 7 yards a toss, 3 touchdowns, one interception, 2 sacks, QBR rating 62.8. So
the boy balled. He was still a highlight. Yeah,
absolutely. The guy was playing out of his mind.
What we learned is that Justin Herbert's a mean SOB and tough as nails.
Absolutely.
He gives, honestly, we got a little bit of that Phil Rivers energy inside Justin Herbert. And to see him not even be able to run for an easy first down, he's like, dude, this isn't worth it, and threw it away. Just kind of showed you how much pain he was in. Yeah. And then come back and do what he did. Like, absolutely insane. One of the best throws of the year after that injury.
Yeah.
I think that's the win out of the whole game. Is that's a moment that galvanizes the team together. Joe Burrow did that the year before. They were unstoppable and won a national championship. In the bowl game the year before, Joe Burrow gets absolutely laid out. One of the hardest hits you'll ever see. This was before the elimination of the crackback block. He throws a pick and gets decleated.
Yeah.
Gets up, runs off the field, finishes the game, and wins the bowl game. And everyone on the team was like, oh my God, this guy is a beast. And I think that's what we just had with Justin Herbert. I think it's the whole team's like, okay, yep, we're not sitting out games. We're not taking plays off. This is the guy. This is what the team's about. Let's go get it. So we took an L. Now, the thing about this L that I've thought about, I've had some therapy sessions with my dad, which is odd because he's like talking me through it. Yeah. Usually I'm like, it's okay, Dad. It was one loss. The tables have turned. And he's like, look, buddy, look, very much like what my dad would say. Look, buddy.
Look, buddy.
Most of the time when we beat the Chiefs in seasons past, it's because we got lucky with a pick six. It's because we got lucky with a bunch of turnovers. And it were things that we can't replicate, right? This beating that we put on them outside of the scoreboard, it's duplicatable. Our defense shut them down. Yeah, our offense was moving the ball. There was a dumb little mistakes that we made that can be cleaned up. Right. And we can we have a team that can consistently beat this team. Now, look, I know we lost all the haters are going to say, well, we lost. I get it. I went through that whole phase of mourning as well.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that what we delivered is consistent. We can do that constantly because we have a solid defense,
Right.
and we have a better team. We didn't play better. We lost, but I think we have a better team, and that's what's exciting moving forward. We have 15 more games. This is a long season.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to be excited about, even though we took an L and the Raiders lost on Sunday. So that's just beautiful.
That was
and they
nice.
They were
Glowingly
popping
lost.
champagne at the game
Yes.
at halftime.
Yes.
And then one of their idiot fans slapped Kyler Murray and is now going to be charged.
They're like, there's a manhunt right now for him. Yeah, he's going down.
Oh, God, they're so stupid.
And there was something you said a little earlier. It's like the galvanizing of Herbert playing through that. Like, I wonder on the sideline, Lindsley and Pipkins, what they were thinking at a time like that, because they had to step out because they had an injury.
Right. Yeah.
Like, what does that do? Like, are you gonna? I'm sure there was some stress on their part watching their guy get hurt because they weren't in there and continue to play. It's like, all right, guys, let's step up. It's time to step up. I'm the leader. I'm going to lead by example, and that's exactly what he did.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, it was an important game. We knew that these first two games we knew were going to be tough, not just because of the scheduling of a short week, but these are two division games. And to walk out of that with 1-1 isn't a bad thing. Obviously, we would have been feeling a lot better if it was 2-0, but the schedule is going to get drastically different here going into these next few weeks. So I'm not, I'm not mad about it. I'm mad about some of the play call, or not the play calls, excuse me, the flags, the turning over
or the turnovers that were actual turnovers.
Yeah, that could have possibly changed the outcome of this game, but it's neither here nor there. You can't really find it. Let's look at some of the other stats here. We've got the receivers. Mike Williams, 8 receptions for 113 yards and a touchdown. That one-handed touchdown that was so glorious. I had to send it to you guys. So
He's
you
like,
could see the replay.
They weren't showing that replay in the stadium. I guarantee you that.
I had to see it afterwards. He does his best working.
Yeah.
Like Mike Williams shows up every time he's in Kansas City and does crazy stuff. And it just is so fun to watch. And it's consistent. You can count on him doing that every year in and year out.
Yep.
Yeah. Gerald Everett, 6 receptions, 71 yards. DeAndre Carter, 3 for 55, averaging 18 yards a catch. This DeAndre Carter, man, he's something special.
Man. And what's crazy too, and who's not on this list is Keenan. It would have been nice to have Keenan, but we were still moving the ball. And it wasn't like previous years where if he were in there, we wouldn't have been able to do anything. So having guys like DeAndre step up, that's huge.
Big time. Yeah, and Austin Eckler getting 55 receiving yards as well. On the rushing side, Austin Eckler was the leading rusher, 39 yards, averaging 2.8 yards a rush. Joshua Kelly, 22 yards on 4 carries, averaging 5.5. I'm telling you, these backup running backs, I think, are being big contributors this last game. These guys averaging, Kelly averaging 5.5 and Sony Michel averaging 3.3. It was good to see that. Obviously we still didn't break over 100 rushing yards, but
no rushing touchdowns on the season yet.
And no rushing touchdowns on the season yet.
We got to fix this up pretty quick, I think. If we're going to be, our offense is going to be as good as it can be, we really got to fix this pretty quick.
Yeah, I agree. And then let's talk about Xander Horvath. Who thought that we'd be saying that week too?
Mr. Consistent.
Let's talk about Xander. First running back / fullback with a touchdown catch in each of first 2 NFL games since 1942.
Wow. That was World War II. That's crazy.
There was passing touchdowns in 1942.
It
was just
I think they
plays.
just kicked that off the 1941 season.
Yeah.
So yeah,
congrats, Xander, breaking records.
Obviously,
crazy.
A wild game. Lots of ups and downs.
It was funny with Xander because I was sitting next to Craig and it was fun. We were going back and forth talking football the whole time. And Craig's like, "What do you think they do here?" I'm like, "Horvath touchdown." You can ask him this. I'm not making this up. I'm like, Horvath touchdown.
Yeah.
and it happened. And
That's
I was
funny.
like, that was more of a joke response to his question, but it paid off.
Well, week 3, get ready to pull that joke
Horvath
out again.
Week 3, first touchdown. Let's go.
Let's see if we keep the streak alive. That's one thing actually we didn't really. I kind of skipped right over it. You guys actually got to go to the game. What was the experience like? Did you guys have good memories at this game?
Tale of two halves.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Kyle.
No, I was gonna say that everything from the tailgate all the way through the first half, everything was awesome. I mean, the amount of people that we met there was incredible. There's a mother-daughter duo that put on a whole tailgate at Arrowhead in the parking lot.
Thunder Alley.
Yeah, they had a live DJ. There was probably 40, 50 fans there all hanging out.
It was solid.
It was awesome.
Damn.
A couple guys with Die Hard Bolt Club patches on jerseys.
Very cool.
Yeah, that was incredible. And then for the most part, the Chief fans were pleasant, right? It was kind of cordial. I think they were a little scared, and let's keep the peace for now type of attitude.
Mm-hmm.
Things shifted after the game, but Kevin, what about the in play? What did you think about watching the game in person?
I loved it. Sitting with you, and I wish Will Dog would have been there, but being able to do that, it was pretty cool because we ran into Albert, which I don't know. If you don't remember Albert, he went to the Browns game with Will Dog in one of our giveaways, and we ran into him at the game.
That's
cool. Dude, he was there by himself. Not only was he dedicated, was there by himself. It was his birthday.
Oh, come on, Albert.
So we were able to scrounge up another ticket from from Randy Sinkfield, one of my best friends in the world. He hooked us up and got a ticket for him to come sit with us in the box, and it was awesome. So it was cool. The connecting with fans and doing that was so fun. And
that's
the game was the first half was amazing. Going to the bathroom, everyone was quiet. It was like, oh shit, we're screwed. Like no one was talking. It was just like the Chiefs fans. Everything was quiet.
Was John or anything like that.
Nothing.
That's good. That's good.
And then after that, let's just set the scenario. So I made a mistake. I didn't know where the Ubers pick people up. So I was like, follow me, guys. I'll lead us out of this shithole. Come along.
In a semi-grumpy, very tired state. Like, we're marching this way.
We're march on.
Left. Yeah.
And I made a wrong choice, and I didn't take us in the direction of the Uber. So we sat in one place waiting for an Uber to come pick us up.
We hiked about a mile, weaving traffic over a highway.
It was dope.
With no sidewalk, just straight in traffic. We walked about a mile and a half to try to just get out of the stadium to get picked up. Didn't work.
Didn't work.
And then we found a nice little place on this little grassy knoll next to where we thought people might come. But what happened is this basically became the funnel of people coming out of the game and leaving. So they were, parked and waiting. So they had about 5-10 minutes to see these 3 Charger fans kind of sulking sad. They figured out what material they were going to bring us, drove by and threw their best, shittiest stuff at us. And it was, it really goes to show, like, I think when we walked out of that Raider game, we weren't in Raiders fans' faces talking shit. No. It was like we were on Cloud 9 celebrating together. These Chiefs fans, man, they went out of their way to be absolute assholes. And the biggest thing that happened, we were walking back to the Uber, and Craig, we were in a single file line.
Our next 3-mile walk up
next 3-mile walk to the actual Uber
the
place.
Other way. Yeah.
And all of a sudden I hear and it was, I come to find out, somebody had pulled out a taser and stuck it out their window. Whoa. And like got really close to Craig and was sending it off, yelling, "Bolt up!"
Whoa!
And Craig like fell over, tripped over, rolled his ankle. It was,
dude,
it sucked. To say that was like the worst experience I've ever had leaving a stadium.
Wow.
So, God, they're really up in my.
Chief fans are very poor winners. They're decent losers. Like the games you go and they lose, they kind of just
they're fine
keep to themselves and they walk out. When they're really bad winners, they
really
win. They
winners.
really rub it in.
Act like you've been there before.
Yeah, come on, guys.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's terrible.
Sorry to bring everything down, but those guys suck. And
Yeah.
I can't wait to kick some ass when they come to SoFi. And we won't do that to them. Even when we kick their ass, we won't treat them like that because that's fucked up.
All right. Well,
this is your PSA for.
I'll need to
podcast.
reach out to Craig and make sure he's doing okay with the.
I think he's all right. It was.
Yeah, he recovered quickly.
Did he?
I mean, it sounded a little worse than it was, but there was a taser involved.
He added some imagery.
Yeah,
some creative words.
Jeez.
And some
I would have been scared.
There was a couple extra jujujus.
It was more like a it was like 2. I added like 8, but you know.
There were still jujus.
How do you spell
that?
All right. Well, let's look at some of the post-game quotes here from Coach Staley on tight end Gerald Everett's effort displayed on the interception return for a touchdown. Coach Staley said, "That was just a tough moment. That's all that it is. It's just a tough moment. It's one of those unlucky plays in a ball game. I think that we'll learn a lot from it. In that sequence, we're trying to push the pace, force them to communicate after a big player. We're just trying to get down there and force that defense to respond after a big play. When that play doesn't express itself right away, I think that we can learn from it on both sides. Just a tough one. Obviously, that turned the tide of the game. That was a big momentum swing, but we'll learn a lot from it and we'll move forward. I thought Gerald completed at a really high level last night. He gave us a real chance in the game, and I'm really proud of how he is playing for us right now."
That hurry up thing was kind of, we talked about it.
I still can't understand. 5 days later, I've thought about it every single day. I don't understand a world that we live in that you go hurry up at the 2-yard line and throw a pass. The whole season, anytime we go hurry up, you run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Just run the ball. We don't have a rushing touchdown. They're tired. They just ran up to the line of scrimmage. Give the ball to Austin Eckler and let him go try to do something.
Yeah.
Right.
And Gerald Everett's working through an ankle injury from last week. It came out. So he's hurt. He just had this big completion. He's exhausted. And now we're going to hurry up? Just take a second. There's no need. It's 1st and goal at the 2. That's just, I can't make sense of it. You tell me you're trying to push the pace. Don't push the pace in the red zone. You got to score. That's
right.
That was so bad.
That was the game right there.
That was the
game. That was it.
They were dead. They would have quit. If we score right there, it's game over because then Pat has to throw. Our whole defense gets to shift into pick mode. We're going to bring a bunch of pressure because we know they have to throw the ball. And it's it's absolutely game over. And it probably gets ugly. We probably score 2 more times because they're going to become, we have to throw. It's just, God, that's so frustrating that it was such a dumb. That was a legit coaching mistake, and I wish he would have just said we made a mistake.
Let's see. Another post-game quote on Patrick Mahomes being kept contained in the pocket and performance of outside linebacker Joey Bosa and outside linebacker Khalil Mack. Staley said, "Excellent job. Mahomes is as tough as it gets. I thought our guys really competed and gave us a chance in the game. I love the way we defended that football game. I thought our execution outside of a couple of plays, I'm talking about a couple of plays, our execution was really good. And then our physicality and toughness was where I expect it to be. I thought that we really defended at a high level last night."
It's weird, man, having a defense that's like what we saw. Like you watch that first half, like our defense is, I don't remember last time we had a defense like this. Honestly.
It was a very strong presence. And obviously there was a few times that we should have gotten takeaways and they got overturned by either, a poor review or poor flag or whatever the situation might have been.
Even so, you hold Patrick Mahomes and that Chiefs offense to 20 points. That's a win. That is huge.
Yeah.
I mean, I was talking to Chief fans before the game. They thought they were going to score 40 points.
Yeah, convinced.
Like they were sold that this was going to be a 40-point game. I was like, you guys are crazy. You played a god-awful Arizona Cardinals team, and you think that you are the second coming of the West Coast offense or something.
Right.
Like, it's just, you need to chill out. Okay, this is not going to be that kind of game. Our defense is not what you're thinking it's going to be. And they played it outstanding outside of a couple little drops in the secondary.
Right.
Yeah. And that one big JC Jackson, which apparently was a blown coverage after the fact.
There was supposed to be somebody over the top, I guess.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be underneath.
Drop down and try and cover Kelsey. I think it was Nas. So
yeah,
that is what those happened. But that we still are in that game, even after that shit. We were still
even
in that
with
game.
That. You give up only 20.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Well, let's look over at the injury report. This comes from Adam Schefter. Chargers doctor caring for Justin Herbert's rib injury is being sued by former Chargers quarterback Tyrod Taylor, who is seeking at least $5 million after suffering a punctured lung in 2020, according to copies of the original lawsuit obtained by ESPN.
Anybody concerned about this?
I thought Tyrod dropped this.
Oh, he probably brought it back when he left the Chargers.
I'm sure the Chargers didn't want this out in the news, and they probably kept it pretty hush-hush. But this is inevitable. The guy lost his starting job because of it. And then now was going to, I read a little thing about it. It's like he was going to the market as a backup. He's not going to because that was the last year of his contract. It's like they screwed him pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine why he wouldn't sue them, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the fact that our now all-world quarterback also has a rib injury. How is he still our team doctor? That's my question.
He might be good at other things. Who knows? I don't know.
Our injury history has not been great. Our return to play has not been outrageously fast. I don't know why he's our team doctor.
I'm not bothered with him being the team doctor. I'm bothered with that he punctured a lung not that long ago. And that's what we're dealing with Justin coming up. He's going to have to get shots. It just is what it is. So
hopefully
he's scared this $5 million lawsuit. He's like, I'm going to, dot the I's and cross the T's on this injection. Here we go.
Measure twice, cut once.
That's right.
And then Staley on quarterback Justin Herbert's injury status. Staley said Justin has a fracture to his rib cartilage. It's good news, better than having a fracture of your bone in the ribs, but the CT scan did confirm that. He's day-to-day. I think that we'll know a lot more about practice and stuff like that on Wednesday. Going to take the weekend, certainly, and the beginning of next week, Monday, Tuesday, to learn a lot more, but day-to-day.
I think he's going to play. Him toughing it out the way he did at the end of the game, I still think he plays. Like, he's that guy that, I don't know. He's just that dude. I just feel it.
Sure.
Like him to stick it out the way he did. I just feel it. I don't know. Maybe it's the wrong move too. Maybe he should take a week off, but I just don't think it's the case.
I just don't know how. Honestly, I don't know how it's going to get better. It's going to take 4 to 6 weeks of not doing anything for it to get better. So I think you put a big Phillip Rivers flat jacket on his ribs, cover those things up, and take it easy during the week, and hope he's okay.
Max protect.
Man, yeah,
get in there.
Just pray against any contact to those ribs, because I broke 3 ribs 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah,
you can't cough, you can't breathe deep, you sneeze, and you want to die. It's that bad, and it's everything you do every time you move or breathe. So thank God he didn't fracture a rib, but rib injuries are just no fun, man. That's going to be tough. Don't expect any quarterback sneaks. That's off the table.
That shit's done.
Yeah. So
no more rushing on his behalf.
I never want Justin Herbert to be hurt whatsoever. So rib injury is not great, but I think he's going to suck it up and play through it too.
Yeah. And then on the injury status of Corey Linsley and Trey Pipkins, Staley said, I have good news on Corey. He should be ready to practice at some point next week. He just had a knee kind of near the quad part of the knee, the bottom of the quad where the knee meets. He had to have an injection to calm it down, but he should be able to practice at some point next week. Then Trey Pipkins, it was not an ankle. It was more of a foot, like a lateral foot sprain. He's also day-to-day, but good news on him. It's similar to Joey Bosa's deal last year, is what I'm told.
Sounds like these guys could have kept playing on Thursday.
I don't want to call out toughness because these are tough mofos. At least Corey is.
Right. At least another team captain. Yeah.
So it's hard to say, but we need them back. It's essential to if these guys can't play, then I think as a coaching staff, you need to look at, all right, who's playing quarterback against these Jags? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And then on if he is optimistic that Herbert will play in week 3 versus Jacksonville, Staley said, I think that we received good news in terms of what the CT scan expressed. I think that that's good news. Playing quarterback, you don't want it to be to the bones. You want it to be a fracture of the bone. The fact that it's cartilage is a good sign. But again, it's just going to come down to comfort. It's such a rotational position. We're just going to have to make sure that he's comfortable. We're not going to know more about how he feels until later on in the week. Let the weekend calm down, then the first couple of days of next week, and then we'll get into game week. I think that we will have a lot better sense of how he is feeling. So,
and how is that not a
him
roughing
comfortable.
the passer, by the way? I went back and watched that clip again. How is that not roughing the passer? They just got so lucky, man. They just got so lucky on so many calls. It's crazy.
Yeah. Hard to say. Hard to say why was Bryce Callahan the one that took the flag when he was the one that got thrown to the ground?
Yeah.
Don't lose your mind going down that rabbit hole.
All right, I'll stop. I'll stop.
Go
I'll stop.
right
Fine.
to Wonderland. You'll be Kevin
stop.
in Wonderland.
Well, let's see. So next week it's going to be Jaguars week, folks, and none other than Blonded Surfer from Reddit is going to be representing us in our seats. Blonded Surfer, thank you for taking over.
That's
taking
right.
over the Charger Chat seats. Keep them comfy. Let them hear you.
That was not a giveaway, by the way, in case anyone's like, "Oh, what did I miss?"
But wait a minute.
No, we put him up for sale, and Blonded Surfer hit us up, and he's going,
lickety split.
rolling in. We appreciate you representing for us there, dude. We really do.
Absolutely. Keep 307 safe for us, please.
Yep.
And in the meantime, folks, if you want to go on over to chargerchat.com, check out all the cool stuff we've got over there. T-shirts, hoodies, and stickers. You can chat it up with other members, other Charger Chatteteers in our members section, and ask questions and Ask Boltfam. So go check out chargerchat.com. All right, gang. Well, now it is time to go on to the next segment. It is Bolt Insight. Let's see who we are going to incite this week.
As soon as that clock starts, your ass is mine.
When I met Justin Herbert, man, that dude is big as hell.
The goal is to just keep it rolling.
Come in hype because we have a lot of things to be excited about.
All right, guys, we're back with another Bolt Insight, and we are super lucky to have Caleb from the Thunderbolts Drumline. What is going on, Caleb?
Let's go, Bolt Nation. Come on.
I love it, dude. Your energy. We were talking a little bit before we started. I was like, dude, I need this. After a loss like that, I need this energy, and it's so fitting you're in the Drumline. You're getting me pumped up with that and this. I mean, come on.
It comes with the territory, man. I am thirsty for football. I was thirsty before the season. We're right in the middle of it. I'm ready for this, man. Let me tell you.
I love it. Let's roll. All right, cool. Let's find out. We got to ask you, man. How did you become a Charger fan?
It's a good question. My dad. It's my family, man. He came from the Midwest. I think he grew up either a Vikings or Green Bay fan. He never really liked to talk about it, but I think Vikings. I saw his eye wince when I said Vikings one time.
Gotcha.
But no, he came out here, moved to San Diego, and then I was born in San Diego, and it's natural. I couldn't even think about it. But I will say, so my fandom was up for grabs when they moved to LA, and I'll tell you why.
Switch.
I was like, you know what I mean? Everybody felt it. Everybody was like, and I was a San Diego guy, and I was like, do I still have to be a fan? I don't know. I love football, so I was like, I was toying with the Saints, but then I was like, hey, let me do the Chargers Drumline, because my buddy runs the Drumline, so he has a company, and we do that, right? So I went to the first game as a Charger Thunderbolt, and I was there in a jersey. They made us jerseys for us and everything, and I felt like, okay, this is kind of cool. All right, this is sweet. And we're at that small little stadium, and then they gave us free time to go watch the game for a little bit in between sets. So I went and watched the game, and a bunch of the people are football fans. Most of them are Chargers fans, but I'm a diehard. So I was watching the game, and I was watching, and then Rivers threw something great, and I was like, yes! Yeah. And then Rivers threw a pick, and I was like, no! And I had all these feelings, and I went, oh,
you can't.
I'm still a fan.
It's part of you, man. You can't get rid of it.
It's right here, man. I cannot get rid of it. So no, yeah, it's my family. That's where I got to stay there,
Talk about the ultimate recruiting by the Chargers to get you on the Drumline, just to solidify the diehardness when we're going to LA.
Oh, and when they asked, when my buddy was like, hey, we're going to be the Chargers Drumline, do you want to do it? I was like, well, yeah. Football games, and I kind of get paid to be there. Well, that's silly. That's kind of the dream. Yeah. But you got to think about it like this, though. When they asked, I realized once we got to SoFi and we started seeing games like the Browns game, last year's Browns game. When I was there watching the game, you got to understand, I play drums, and so I love playing drums, right? And I watch football, and I love watching football. So then when something amazing happens on the field, and I've got a drum in front of me, you know what I mean? It's kind of the dream. So I'm just kind of beating that thing, and it feels natural. It's a good feeling, man. I'm telling you.
That's fantastic. So tell us a little bit more about Thunderbolts and what you guys do, because we see you all the time. I've seen all the social media of you guys at all the major events and like Fan Fest and all this crazy stuff. Tell us a little bit about what it's like being a part of the Thunderbolts.
Dude, we get hit up every week for a new gig and something new, and I try to jump on every one of them. I work to 9 to 5, obviously, but like every chance I get, like I'm trying to put on the powder blue and I'm trying to be out there with the fans. Like honestly, we play something, we finish playing something, and I'm like, I yell at fans, go to the games, be there, be present, be loud, let's be a team. Like I'm trying to I'm drumming up all the fans. I'm trying to get them up all the time. Ooh, sorry for saying drum up. Goodness.
Hey, I love puns. I'm a pun guy, so I'm all about that.
Let's go.
Yeah. So like what, I guess the idea of like being at a game, being that close to everything, and then, you know, the love of your team, but also you get to play and because I remember in high school, we had a drum line that would come out and we would be in our locker room, the lights would be off and they would just start going. I've never felt so pumped up. I get goosebumps. I have goosebumps right now just talking about it, thinking back to that. Like there's nothing quite like a drum line getting you pumped up for anything, let alone football.
For me, drums and football go hand in hand, man. Like every time I'm wearing the outfit and I'm like there on the field, and we do the pregame kind of thing. And so we'll go out there and we'll play Chargers Drumline, and then we'll set up in like the two lines. You've been to the games, you know, they set up in the two lines, and then like the team runs past us and they call out like some like one of the lines. And as they're running through, like that's every performance is honest, man. I am real, man, because I'm as pumped as they are. Like I'm so jazzed to see them, and I want them to feel that, see if they can get some of this energy, see if we can mix it up a little bit. Like I hope they get something from us, man. I really do. They deserve everything good from us. That's all I'm saying.
That's awesome. Well, we appreciate everything you do because I get pumped up. And I'm curious, like you obviously get access to things and people that most of us don't. Was there anybody cool you've met while being a Thunderbolt?
So I've done plenty of gigs and like I've been pretty starstruck. Like I've met some Charger players and it's always wild, like getting a picture with them. But like, you know, they're always like, all right, he's a fan. All right. You know, and I get it. You know what I mean? I respect the but like one time Snoop Dogg was at the game because I'm pretty sure he's a fan of the Chargers, which come on, let's go.
Him and Keenan are like buddies, I think.
Oh yeah, definitely. You're absolutely right. Yeah. So like he was at a game, right? And it was like pregame, we're doing stuff. And during the season, like when we're walking to and from someplace, we play a groove called Funky Drummer. Come on. Mm-hmm. And like when I play it, like it's always like bottom drum. It's like the big bass drums playing it. And then everybody else is just playing on top of it kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And I'm normally the big bass drum. So I was like standing there on the field and like and normally I'd play like Drop It Like It's Hot, you know, like doom, 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 doom. You know what I mean? Like I just lay that kind of down as we're just walking to clear space and let people know we're here. Well, I'm standing on the side of the field and I've been playing this for years now, right? And Snoop Dogg's walking by and I'm looking at him and the whole drum line staring at him. And he looks at me and he starts doing one of these. He's like conducting kind of thing. Oh, and I just pointed at him like, yes, sir. You know what I do. And then he starts walking over to me and I was like, okay.
Oh my God.
All right, let's go. He starts walking up to me. As he walks up to me, he goes, hey man, you know, Drop It Like It's Hot. And I went, this is my moment. This is my
time to shine.
And I laid it down. I wasn't supposed to be drumming at that time. Like nobody gave me the okay, but when Snoop Dogg asked to hear his beats,
you got the okay.
Beats. And I laid it down for him. And he started to give me like a couple of these. I was like, no way am I holding down a groove for Snoop Dogg right now. Like this is happening. And like he gave me a compliment afterwards. I was like, thank you, Chargers.
Wow. Talk about
it's real here, man.
Experience, dude. That's insane. That's so cool, dude. And then let's wrap it up with this. It was so awesome meeting you, Caleb. I look forward to meeting you in person at some point here. But some Justin Herbert. We're talking a little bit about the Herbo and dealing with some pain. And you had brought up a good point. You were doing a little research about it. Tell us a little bit about some of the things you were kind of like trying to get some more insight in on Justin.
Totally. I was looking into like the ribs and and the cartilage fracture and like how that works. And like they said, like it takes cartilage a long time to heal because of the blood flow doesn't get to it like a regular cut would on the finger kind of thing. But he also said, the same doctor also said that like Phillip Rivers had this happen to him every now and again. He would have an injury of this caliber and it would hurt. They'd throw an injection at him and he would go out there like nothing was wrong, just to prove a point, just to say, I'm here. I'm here to do this. So like, honestly, the way that Herbert's proved himself up until this point, I have no fear. I really don't. Like how strong our defense is playing, how clearly elite they are. Our special teams is something.
I know, right?
Like that's not something Chargers talk about. We don't talk about our special teams being something. And with Herbert, I don't worry, man. Even a backup quarterback, I don't worry about Daniel at all. Like this line can take us places.
Yeah.
I got all the hype in the world for this group, man. No problem here. Come on.
I'm with it. All right, cool. Last thing, score prediction, Chargers, Jaguars this upcoming Sunday.
I don't think Trevor Lawrence is going to do anything this time, man. I'm gonna put it at let's go 28-3. We'll hold them back, dude. Let that defense do the job.
Defense is pissed the way they got, they were dominating that last game. It's not, they're going to show up, I think. I think you're onto something.
I'm going to put it over 3 slams from Derwin James. That's what I'm going to say. He's going to have 4 suplexes at least.
I love it. That's a great betting line. I'm sure Vegas might pick that up. That's good. So
be surprised if they didn't.
All right, man. Caleb, it was a pleasure meeting you, man. Thank you for your time, and hopefully keep up the awesome work. Keep us hyped at games. We can't tell you how much we appreciate that.
Come out to the games, everybody. I'm speaking to Bolton Nation here. I want everybody to know, come out. We're proud. We're loud. We're good people. We're the best fan base in the world, man. Let's support these guys. They deserve it, man. They're too good.
Let's do it. Amen. All right, brother. Well, thank you so much for your time, and we will talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Later, brother.
I'll have whatever Caleb's having.
Sign me up.
That guy, man, you were going a mile a minute, man. No wonder you're on the drum line. You have to be like keep that rhythm going, regardless of whether or not you got a drum in your hand.
That was my first. Cool. That was my first interview, and I went in like, okay, time to do these interviews. Can't wait to meet these guys, but I'm a little down. And he shot me through the roof. I was like, all right, go. It's gonna be a good night.
It's still cool to be the Chargers. Yeah, here we go.
That's right, dude. That is so awesome to be on the drum line and that Snoop Dogg asking story. You to come on.
That's insane.
I don't know how it gets much better than that. That's insane. Yeah. Well, dude, Caleb, keep the Thunderbolts going, my man. They're so much fun to watch.
We hear you. We hear the drum line.
We absolutely hear you up at 307.
It adds a cool element to SoFi Stadium for sure.
Big time.
Goosebumps.
Big time. So thank you for coming on and chatting with Kev. We really appreciate it. Let's move it on to the next segment. It is Fan Focus. Let's get some fans into focus. Focus.
All right, guys, we are back with another Fan Focus, and we are super lucky to have Taylor from LA. What's going on, Taylor?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. It's good to see you. We met at Thunder Alley at week 1, and you're coming on. We're so excited to have you. And so let's kick this bad boy off the way we always do. How did you become a Charger fan?
Birth. My dad was a Chargers fan, and I guess as a way to bond with him, I started wanting to, of course, that little kid wants to be like their, have things with interest. And my brothers were all into motorcycle riding and stuff. And my dad was as well. So I wanted something that I could bond with my dad over. And sorry, my roommate's dogs. And for me, that was football, because my brothers had no interest in football. And it's funny because my brothers still don't have any interest in football. I'm the only girl, and I'm the only one that's interested in football now. So it's cool that that was able to be my bonding thing with my dad. And now my dad gets all his Chargers updates from me.
That's amazing. And it's cool too, because you're, part of Die Hard Bowl Club. It was so awesome. You were part of one of our videos, and you did an interview for us, which was amazing. So what's it like being a part of like the Die Hard Bowl Club? Because I love it. I'm new to it, but I love it so much.
I mean, it's family. It's having a support system. Even not only when it comes to just like, of course it's fun to have people, especially, we have individual chapters, and have people in like your area and stuff to be able to connect with. But even there's people, I'm friends with people in San Diego, i.e. DHBC Texas. Not Texas, sorry.
That
DHBC Denver.
That jersey's amazing, by the way.
Yeah. Callie Born Bree on Twitter. She's amazing. She made me this jersey. She's DHBC. She's Denver. I don't know why I said Texas, but I'm friends with some of them in Texas. Like, you make these connections with people all over the world, which is really cool. And like I said, they become not only somebody to talk to Chargers with, somebody that I could talk about real life events and real life happenings with, and actual, if I need somebody, a shoulder to cry on for something, like there are people that I could reach out to. And I think it's really cool. You really build not only, like I said, this fandom and someone to celebrate the Chargers with, but also somebody to really share your life with, like your life moments with. So I think that's probably the coolest part.
That's amazing. Yeah, I felt the same way, 100%. And let's talk a little bit about it, because we all know, we are all diehard Justin Herbert fans. Justin Herbert, the game on Thursday. How were you feeling when he went down? What were you feeling?
I started crying, I was actually at a DHBC watch party in San Diego, because even though I'm in LA, I went to go support San Diego. And I started crying in the middle of the bar. I started tearing up and crying and stuff. And then he went back in, and I was like, "It's okay, it's gonna be okay." And then I started crying again after the game. That's my man right there.
I'm with you.
And it's honestly, I was really scared because not only do I don't want to see an injury on any NFL player, our season, like we're in such a good spot and we have such good chances this season. Like I know, we're all every year, like this is our year, but this year, like just feels special.
Yeah.
Our defense is just as special and stuff. Our offense is special. And, to have someone like Justin Herbert go down, not only is it hurting Chargers fans, like I think around the NFL, people were like, be okay. And so luckily, he's only going to be out a little bit. I think there's a chance he might play Sunday, which I hope not. I think Chase Daniels is a great guy, but
he's not Justin Herbert, that's for sure.
Herbert,
but honestly, like he's such a tough son of a bee. You know what I mean? He's got Rivers vibes. You know what I mean? Like he's got that Rivers.
Do you remember when Rivers would play with the Patriots game?
Yeah, his ACL. Yeah.
Yes. His ACL.
Same thing. Apparently he had similar issues with his ribs for his whole career. So I just like saying that. I didn't want to see that happen to him, but it gave me like, we have a real dude that is going to fight for us no matter what.
When he went back in, I never thought that I'd be yelling to take out Justin Herbert, but I'm like, take him out. Like, he's hurting himself.
Especially that when he could have run for it and you're just like, oh, you're like, I was sad. It was rough. And I was there, and it was like everyone was yelling at us after the game, like, how's his ribs? How's Herbert's ribs? As we were walking out of the stand. So it was extra for me because I was like, oh, get away from me. My boy's hurt. You know what I mean?
Why are you like, I don't care who it is. Like, I don't joke about, like, I don't want to joke about a player's injury.
Exactly. Like, it's just trashy. So, all right. Well, let's, he's going to be good. It's not broken. It's just cartilage. He's going to be okay. What are you looking forward to this game, against the Jaguars? Are you going to be there? Are we tailgating? What's the vibe?
Of course. Actually wasn't going to go. And then a friend actually gifted me a ticket.
Awesome.
So I'm going to be there. Very excited. Going to be at Thunder Rally. It's no Chargers game without Thunder Rally.
Yeah.
And I am, honestly, what I'm excited to see is we didn't see JC Jackson's full potential last week. He was still recovering a bit during that Chiefs game.
Yeah.
But I honestly think we're going to start to see his full potential, and especially against someone like Trevor Lawrence, he's going to get wrecked by our defense.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see our defense just kind of dominate, because that's what I'm excited for. And then but I'm really excited to think JC, he needed that time to heal, and especially a 10-day break afterwards. I think he's going to go off.
Yeah.
We're able to see his full potential.
Hopefully everybody comes back healthy and the offense starts catching up to what the defense is doing, and we're going to have this really solid team this year, and it's just exciting. Even though we're 1-1, it's not.
What about having a punter now?
Whew, I know, right? It's pretty nice.
That's great. He's another good one.
Yeah, it's so exciting. So, Taylor, it's so awesome having you on. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us, and can't wait to hang out with you again at Thunder Alley. We got to do it again.
Thunder Alley, it was awesome.
So, all right, cool. Well, we will touch base with you again, and I'm sure we'll talk soon. And thank you again for your time.
Of course. Thank you. Thanks for finally doing this.
Absolutely.
All right. Bye, Kevin.
Bye.
Dude, Taylor, let's go. Way to represent.
She's awesome, man.
Down in San Diego.
Yeah. Same feelings on the Herbert stuff. I might have shed a tear. I'm not going to lie. I might have had a little tear.
It's funny, like we talk about being able to watch the game at home, you just see everything a little bit differently. And when I'm watching it and I see the pained expression on his face that you guys didn't see, it was just like, oh no, like, no.
Yeah.
Like it really was just like a heartbreaking moment. But I mean, for the guy to get back up and to kill it like he did, to finish it out like he did, absolute stud. And clearly, thoughts and prayers are going in the right direction. And I think so far, it seems like all signs are pointing to him coming back. And I think that's partly due to you, Taylor.
Yeah, I think so too. I think she's got something going on over there.
We all play a part. Absolutely.
And enjoy the Jacksonville game. I wish we could be there, but
absolutely
enjoy it.
Yes. And yes, good to have you in the Die Hard Bowl Club, Taylor. And I'm still waiting for my wedding invitation, by the way. Don't think I didn't forget. I remember.
I'll do
still waiting on my wedding invitation.
I'm on it.
All right. Well, folks, let's move it on now to the next segment. Ask Boltfam. Pretty chunky. Let's see if we can swim through this together. Let's go.
Time to put your money where your mouth is.
Hi, guys. Go jam a thumb up his butthole. That's what you do. I wet myself in excitement.
Oh, so hungry.
Your thoughts are totally appreciated.
Catch you later, dude.
Okay, love you, boy.
That's right, gang. It's time for Ask Boltfam, and we start this off with Friar Bolt, DHBC, who asked the question.
Let me tell you something, brother. For 3 quarters, the Chargers were running wild on the Chiefs. And that Derwin James power bomb was awesome, brother. Although it wasn't the end result we wanted, the Chargers still have some positives to take from the last game. Justin Herbert is also one tough SOB, brother. Not many dudes could finish a game with a fractured rib cartilage. Let's hope he's okay and can play. Because let me ask you something. What you gonna do when Herbert and thousands of screaming Charger maniacs run wild on you?
Get lucky with some referees is what you do.
I guess that's what you do. Yeah, you slip a little 20 in their back pocket and call it good.
Man, watching the Titans get absolutely torn apart by the Bills tonight, it makes the close losses like, oh, like that sucks, but like we don't suck.
No,
Titans right now, you just suck. Yeah, you suck. Bottom line, you're just not good.
Yeah, and how about that power bomb? Derwin James just slamming Kelsey.
Somebody did a mural. One of you sent that.
Yeah, I sent it to you. Yeah, somebody did a mural in LA.
It has
beautiful
lit the internet on fire. That massive tackle that was just.
And the best part about it is Travis Kelsey having to answer to it, for weeks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like every interview, talking to his buddies in the locker room, you have to answer to getting absolutely just tossed by Derwin James.
Up and down.
And he's a big dude. Kelsey's no joke, dude.
No,
that is a big
that's a full
boy.
tight end.
To lift him up as a safety and then bomb him, he is insanely strong.
Yeah.
So there you go, Friar Bolt. Thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to DRXPZKVNG.
Certified Fresh.
Who asked the question?
Based on how you pronounce that's Certified Fresh.
Listen, I got nothing about the game, but God damn, does it feel good to see what happened to the Raiders?
Oh, yes. Yes, I was watching that. I was watching that live on my phone, and I remember texting you boys going like, oh, yeah.
I turned that shit off. I turned it off at halftime. I went on to do some stuff, help the kids. Who would blame you? Stuff. I was like, this is over.
It was, and then you texted me one-sided. Yeah.
You texted me that, and I was like, wait, what? What do you mean? What happened?
Dad, I was at Dad's house. I was in the pool with the boys, and the game was over pretty much. Dad comes sprinting out of the house and like, oh my God, they blew it. It was awesome.
Something we could all bring us together again after a tough loss. The Raiders
yeah, that's the best medicine for sure.
And like we all said, Carr, dude, even when he has all these weapons, he's just not a good quarterback.
Where's all that Hunter Renfrow talk too?
Fumble Rooski.
Nothing against Hunter Renfrow, but that was ammo everyone was using against how much they were going to beat the Chargers because of how great Hunter Renfrow was.
Yeah.
Nope.
Not today. But Dr. Xpizik, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Andrew Gordon, who asked the question.
I can't be too upset about the loss. Gerald Everett should have dug deep to make the play. At least we're not 0-2 like the Faders. FTR, I love you, bye.
All right. Well, there really wasn't a question, but because you asked for an old guy trying to take a shit voice, I think I just had to do it because I wanted to make Kevin laugh.
Shoot your shot.
I had to shoot it.
Because I don't. You organize these, and we don't see these until it's like go time. That's a good request.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good request.
Yeah.
Great work, Andrew.
So yeah. At least we're not 0-2. We can be thankful for that.
That's a great positive outlook.
And seeing, so here's what happened with all those Raider fans on Twitter. They were all coming out of the woodwork again when we lost. They're coming out absolutely after a whole bunch of people. And now it's like the season's over. We got nothing. Like, you suck, dude.
Yeah.
Go suck over there.
Go somewhere else.
Go
Andrew
not in
Gordon.
front of me. Go elsewhere.
out of my sight.
Yes.
Andrew Gordon, thank you for not asking the question. Let's move on now to MJ, who asked the question.
If there was one single player in the NFL you could slam like Derwin did to Kelsey, who would it be? Other than Derek Carr, of course.
In my head, I answered this Derek Carr before I saw it. I said other than Derek Carr, of course.
I go Mahomes. I'd love to do that. I'd love to see that.
Can I say Andy Reid?
Oh, I don't know if he's that strong. That's some serious. I don't know.
Single player in the NFL.
Not single buffet in the NFL. Buffet.
I'll say Tom Brady.
He would just literally turn into dust to go.
I would body.
He would just it'd be gone.
I'd body slam the GOAT. Yeah, just to say I did.
Is he okay? He's not looking so good.
He's not okay. He's definitely not okay. No, he's not okay.
And did you see him on the sideline throwing that Surface Pro?
He was not happy about that.
Best completion of the day.
Yeah, he's not okay.
He's not okay. Somebody send help.
All right. Well, any other player there, Kyle, that you might want to?
I don't know. I can't think of a player that I hate as much as Derek Carr. Like, I don't hate any of the none of the other ones talk crap. They just kind of go play. Patrick Mahomes, I guess I would body slam, but
what about Hayward from last year, who hammer fisted Herbert from Pittsburgh?
Okay. Yeah. Toss that guy on the table. That'd
be a tough. If he could get him up and slam him, that's just next level status.
Well, we're not talking. But this is just like perfect storm. We have the strength. We can make it happen. Who?
Oh yeah, if you could do it.
Yeah.
Well, no, this is Derwin.
If you could slam like Derwin did to Kelsey.
Oh, I thought I just want to see Derwin slamming people. I took myself out of this equation. Yeah.
Yeah, you have the strength. You have the ability.
Sure.
You would do
pick
it.
Pick your victim.
Kelsey.
There you go. Kelsey?
Again.
I'll do it again. Double down.
All right. MJ, thank you for asking the question.
Let's move
it on now to Leo. Leo, who asked the question.
Said White 80. Said hot. Oh boy, another interception. Thank God those bitch-ass referees have our backs. How do you guys feel about these amazing calls from the refs helping me and the Queefs win? That definitely was an illegal contact call, and that Asante pick was definitely not a pick. Anyways, I have to get back to Miss Piggy. I mean Andy Reid. Okay, love you, bye. P.S. Justin Herbert, my daddy, and how about them Ray turds?
Dude, you do a solid Kermit. We don't get that request enough. I like
Mahomes.
Yeah, it's hard to tell the difference sometimes.
Kermit the Mahomes.
Yeah, those stupid ass calls, man.
I mean, we should have won anyways. It was the pick six that had nothing to do with the referees that cost us the game.
Sure, yeah.
And like you said earlier, like they're not replicable. You can't redo that. You know what I mean?
The Chiefs can't hope that just happens every time.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
So, yeah, that Asante pick, man, I swear to God, that was a pick. And
there was one that happened on Sunday as well that was very similar that got ruled an interception. Yes. So it's just like, come on, let's put these side by side.
Bezos made a call. He wanted the first prime game to be a Chiefs W. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
He does rule everything.
Yeah, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Gavin Gibson.
Gavin!
Who asked the question. Even though it wasn't the result we wanted, I'm glad with how the team played on the whole.
Defense was great, and we're screwed over 2 interceptions, getting called back in a crazy pass interference on a defensive player who was thrown to the ground. I might be too shamelessly positive, but I still think we are a team to be feared this season. The only worry I have is Herbert's injury. Do you think he will play through the pain like an absolute dog that he is? Also, do you think he'll come back with a vengeance after that shocking loss? Hope you're feeling better, Wool Dog. As always, bolt up, guys. Bring on next week. Kale, love you. Bye.
Feel a little better there, Gavin. Thank you for asking. Yeah. I'm still coughing here and there, but I'm on the up. I'm on the upswing.
On the up. There's nothing quite like a palate cleanser of a new game. You know what I mean? I was just thinking about that.
Yeah.
That'll just erase all the previous week's bullshit.
Yeah. So yeah, Herbert's injury, am I worried about it? I mean, there were other players. I think Tony Romo talking about how like he got his, rib cartilage fractured and played through the whole season. And so I'm not necessarily worried about it. Obviously, I don't want Herbert to be hurt, and we don't want him having any kind of hindrance on his play. But he'll absolutely play through the pain like an absolute dog.
I agree.
Yeah. Woof woof. Gavin, thank you for asking the question.
Thanks,
let's move it on now to Hangry Seth, who asked the question.
Look here, sugar daddies and sugar mamas. Would I be the only one to think Herbo should sit the Jags game out? Let me know what you think. Elvis has left the building. Hey, love you, bye.
And you do an Elvis, too.
Well, thank you very much.
Wow, I learn something new every day.
Herbert sitting out against the Jags, do you see any benefit from that other than more rest time for Herbert?
I just don't think it's going to heal in a week and a half.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like if he's going to play in the next 2 or 3 weeks, you kind of just suck it up and play right away and take our shot. The Jags are not to be taken lightly. They just beat the Colts 24-0.
Yeah, that was
this is not
big shellacking.
This is not a bad walkover football team. So you can't just assume you're going to get a win and by playing Chase Daniel. So I think if he's healthy enough to play, he's going to play. Yeah. He's not going to make it worse, right? Like that's the whole. That's usually the big thing with injuries is you can't make it. If you can't make it worse, you might as well go play.
Right. With it being a fracture as opposed to a break. If it was a break, we'd be talking a different story.
Broken ribs,
right now.
You like puncture your lung and
if he has broken ribs, he's out. He is out for 6 to 8 weeks. You're not doing nothing.
Yeah.
And nothing.
So, well, there you go, Hangry Seth. Thank you very much for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Boltville 714.
Nice.
Who asked the question?
Hello, CC Gang. Forgive me for being late with my question. I was out fighting crime in Sin City and collecting those delicious Raider fan tears after the game. Better than moonshine, I'll tell you, with all the alcohol consumed by those mofos. Just gives it such an exquisite taste. Top shelf. Anyways, after seeing those clowns and their head coach Josh McDonald's choke as terrible as they did, it's made me feel better about our loss at Kansas City. Raiders are now 0-2, and they're getting the beatings not that they deserved, but the ones they needed. Those disgusting, filthy criminals have begun to turn on each other and their team. It's beautiful to see them in last place in the division, but enough about them. KC was f***ing awesome. Glad we got to meet and hang out in Mini Thunder Rally. I, for one, definitely got thunder f***ed. Yes, we lost, and we saw our bulletproof hero momentarily fall. But he rose up like a god and fought with all his might. Yes, Justin Herbert showed the whole world he is one tough son of a gun to take down. All I can say is it was amazing to see in person. And it was so worth traveling to see Derwin pick that big son of a bitch Kelsey and Spinebuster the f*** out of him. My question is, even if Justin is willing to play and he's willing to tolerate the pain, should they allow him to play, or should the better choice be to hold him off? In your opinion, can we do without him versus the Jags? And who are you putting in, Chase or Stick? As always, those pirate hookers and their bitch-ass QB. Kill everybody. Boltville, stop writing long scripts with a voice like this. Jesus.
That He's amazing. We met him in Mini Thunder Alley and hung out for a while. He's awesome dude.
Yes. Sorry I didn't get to see you there, Boltville. I wish I could have been there to give you a high five, but
yeah, we got Thunder. That's for sure.
Definitely.
Had a good time.
All right. Well, if Herbert for some reason doesn't play and it's a toss-up between Chase Daniel or Easton Stick, who, in your opinion, would be the one to pick?
I've kind of thought about it. I feel like in-game injury, you need to throw a guy out there. I think it's Chase Daniels. Just as having a lot more playing experience and a vet can kind of go in there. I think if you have a week to prep, I think Easton Stick gives you just more upside. Like if you have a week to put in plays that are a little bit more run specific, rolling guy out of the pocket, more RPOs, read options. I think Easton gives you a better option, but it does change the offense quite a bit. I feel like with Chase Daniel, you can run the same offense. It's just not as effective because he doesn't have the arm strength that Justin has. So I think if you make the decision now, I would like to see Easton Stick at the start. If it's going to come down to game time, see how he feels, then I think it's Chase Daniels.
I think the defense, if this were to happen, which God, I hope it doesn't, I think Chase Daniels is the move because he's more reliable. You know, there were some stick decisions that he made during the preseason that led to interceptions and stuff. If you don't have Justin, we have a defense now that you can let him shut the game down. And you just need somebody that's going to get us 17 points and hopefully the defense just locks them up. So I think that's the alternate way of going about it. Hopefully that's not the case, but that's probably what I would say.
I would agree with both of those. It's just Chase Daniel. There's no S.
Yeah.
Silly guys.
Sorry.
Chase Daniels.
That's
Chase
weird.
Daniel.
It should be Daniels for sure.
It's been his name his whole life.
It doesn't matter what
He's got
it
two
is.
first
That's
names.
not what it
You can't
should
do
be.
that.
Yeah, that's just a straight up first name.
You can't have two first names.
All right. Well, there you go.
There's many a Daniel that came before him. Daniels.
And many more that will come after him. Boltville 714, thank you for asking the question. Let's move on now to OM Run. You went like Robert De Niro on me.
Certified fresh.
Who asked the question?
Do you think the team will come together or fall apart because of Herbert's injury? It was shocking to see him hurt and no one on the team caring like they did for Parham. He's QB 10 for f***'s sake over here.
All right, so I don't know. Like when a quarterback goes down, normally you see like the lineman going over to kind of like help him up, and I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's if he's like banged up and they're helping him get up, yeah. Or if he's really, really hurt and they're bringing out a stretcher, then people will go over. I don't think there is a lack of respect for Justin Herbert in the Chargers locker room. I think it was he got banged up. The doctor and coach are with him. We'll see how this goes. And then he got up and walked off the field, and he was back in a play. So I don't know. I think I didn't read into that. I didn't see it like that. Now maybe
did I want to give him a hug? Yes. Would we have all given him a hug? 100%.
Yeah.
But
did I want to
really
be like a parent in youth sports and run down onto the field and take him to the doctor? Sure.
Did I want to baby bird him and give him some nutrients? Yes, I did. Okay. I wanted to help him out in any way possible. But I'm not an offensive lineman.
I don't see a way that this tears the team apart. Like I don't know how it could divide anything. Even if he doesn't play, I think the only thing he could do is bring the team together more and rally around each other, and defense. Like, yeah, we got to step up, and I think that's all it could do is rally the team together.
100%.
Excellent. All right. Well, OM Run, thank you for asking the question. Let's move.
Welcome.
Welcome. Let's move it on now to Jessica Nealon, who asked the question.
Certified fresh.
I've never written to a podcast before, but the injury to Herbert is just too much. Do you think the team will rally around him? It could have been the broadcast, but I didn't see or feel the team supporting him at all. It was kind of upsetting, to be honest.
Interesting. Double take. I got to go back and watch and see if there was some lack of support for Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
I mean, again, it's like when a quarterback's down on the ground, clearly writhing in pain, you're not going to go over me like, oh, come on, buddy, get up. You know, like obviously it's like, hey, I'm hurting here right now. Like everybody just stand back, like don't touch the man, like.
And maybe
again,
yeah.
I was just going to say, and again, it's a situation of like, if a cart's coming out, then everybody comes out and supports. But if he's just down on the ground, you let the medical staff come in and do their thing. So you don't want to get in the way of that or anything like that. Nobody's going to come down and be like, Justin, what do you need? Do you need a wet nap? Do you need a water? Do you need orange juice? Somebody get him some orange juice. Like nobody's doing like that. Like you let the doctors and the medical guys do what they need to do.
I wonder if it's like a respect thing. You know what I mean? Like give him his space. We need him back in here.
Well,
we don't
that's kind of what how Justin is too, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the kind of person he is. And you kind of just assume, that's not a rah-rah guy. He wants to go figure this out, see how he's feeling and get back out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm going to go watch it again though. Cause bringing it up like that, I want to go have another look. See, we don't see all that stuff at the game, and I didn't watch that.
I know. I am excited to watch this Sunday at home. To be honest, I love being with the fans and in the stadium, but it's a different viewing experience for sure.
100%.
Definitely different. So, Jessica, thank you for asking the question.
And
welcome. Let's move it on now to Fire Telesco, who asked the question.
Have you noticed that Herbert hasn't been using his athleticism as much as he was last year prior to injury? Been watching all 22. Multiple opportunities to run easy first downs.
I mean, it's something that we've kind of talked about a little bit before. We always want to see Justin take advantage of those run opportunities, but it's hard to say if he's just not taking advantage of it, if the coaching staff doesn't want him to take advantage of it, or if he just wants to do something different, like whatever it is. I mean, the guy's the leader of the team. He has the ability to do the run if he feels that he needs to. And we saw him do the run on that first week, and might make him a little bit more gun shy from doing those kind of runs going forward.
Well, and he did make a few attempts at, like, there was a third down where he ran, like, didn't get a lot of yards last week, and it wasn't taking the easy stuff. But some of the easy run stuff, you can get more yardage with a bomb or an awesome throw. So I think coaches are pulling him back, honestly.
Well, and I think that's what it is. I think Justin's he's looking to throw the ball. Even when he escapes the pocket, it's never first thought as tuck and run. That's when big explosive plays happen. We see it with Patrick Mahomes. Like, you get out of the pocket, Aaron Rodgers, you get a little bit more time, your receivers can get open. So I think on the flip side, if he's tucking and running a lot, we're like, what the hell? Why isn't he looking downfield to throw the ball? So there's a little bit of in a predicament. Like, I watching live, you see times where there's open field because we have an end zone view in both the games that we went to. You can see the open field, but then he'll throw absolute laser for 50. Yeah. And it's like, I think he has been told, like, look, this is a 17-game season and we want to win 4 more and win a Super Bowl. We don't need you getting hurt running the ball on 1st and 10 because you could pick up 8. So yeah, I think there is definitely a sense of like, nope, you're not a running quarterback. Look to throw the ball always.
Right.
But and then at the same time, it's not like he's throwing the ball away. How many times have you seen him just escape the pocket and Phillip Rivers it? He's not just throwing it away. He's either trying to run or he's trying to find someone downfield.
Yeah, big time. Excellent analysis there. Fire Telesco, thank you for asking the question. Moving on now to Carl Bollingtoft. Who asked the question?
Did you see that Tampa Bay interception yesterday? Was I the only one getting some ASJ on Thursday vibes? Was I the only one feeling extra bitter when that was allowed to stand? Well, will Herbo play Sunday? Should he? Can Chase get the job done? I don't know.
What voice is that? I like that voice.
He referenced The Simpsons. There was a guy that went, yes, I had a stroke. And is referencing another older comedian bit from Black and White days. So I don't know the guy's name. I just know him as the yes guy from The Simpsons.
That was good.
But yeah, we talked about it. Yeah.
He's talking about the catch, Kev, that you saw, the interception that got reviewed and was confirmed an interception.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it was Tampa Bay. Tom Brady's going to get all that crap. So
right.
Lucky.
It just feels like the NFL sometimes is very rigged. But I don't know. I was bitter. I was not happy about that. I think Herbo's playing Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if they're weird, I think he is too. But if there's a world where he can't go, I think Chase can still win us that game. I really do. Especially if our defense, they're going to have conversations that if he doesn't go, it is on them to make that game happen for us. So that could be a catalyst for something else for this defense. So I'm expecting Herbert to play, but if it doesn't, there are positives you can look at that could happen from that.
All right. Well, there you go. Carl Bollingtoff, thank you for asking the question.
Thanks,
let's move it on now to CBT Expert 521.
Certified Fresh.
Who asked the question?
Isn't it crazy to think that last season our offense was the one bailing out our defense out? And now this season, it seems to be the exact opposite. Hoo-ha.
I was expecting a hoo-ha up here. You brought a hoo-ha down here.
I got a zig when you think I'm supposed to zag.
Caught me off guard. That was good. Yeah, we talked about this earlier. Like the fact that this defense is like, still think one of the best in the league now after seeing them play. We're getting a better sample size of what they're, who they're going
and
up against.
Special teams.
And special teams. They pretty much shut down Mahomes. The first half, they pretty much shut down Mahomes. So it was fun to watch. And yeah, it's crazy. I think this offense is going to get its rhythm and find
it's got to find the groove.
It does. It takes more than a couple games to really be hitting all cylinders.
And it might take longer now with Herbert's injury. So
we just need them to be even more elite.
Everybody just be patient.
We can win in multiple ways now, which is always what you want. Yeah.
We will scheme accordingly. CBT Expert 521, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Nicholas Francis. And shout out to Blonded Surfer and House of Hain.
Oh, hey, guys.
But you guys pretty much all asked the same question. I'm going with Nicholas Francis, and it goes like this.
Do you guys think we need to move on from OC Joe Lombardi and get a real offensive coach? Staley got our defense playing lights out, but after watching a lot of these other AFC teams go deep, why aren't we? I mean, we got Mother Love and Herbert fully loaded. Let's go deep.
So, yeah, I mean, it's an obvious observation. We didn't see, we're not seeing Jalen Guyton go out there very often for the deep balls. Joe Lombardi is getting a ton of criticism in Reddit, on Twitter. Do you think it's warranted, Kyle?
When's the last time an OC didn't get a lot of heat? No matter what, everyone loves offense, and everyone is an offensive coordinator because they've played Madden before. So they're going to get heat no matter what. You would think that there would be an element of the game that is focused on the deep ball where we take a few more shots. But the great quarterbacks don't force it.
Right.
How many receptions does Justin have?
Right. He has one, and that was a 5-yard pass that shouldn't have been picked. But
exactly.
It's if the route is being run and he's not throwing it, that's not on Lombardi. Mm-hmm. If the route's being run and he's not throwing it because someone else is open, like, are we upset at Justin's quarterback play?
No.
He's over 100 QB rating the last 2 games. He has 6 touchdowns and 1 interception, averaging 300 yards a game. I understand, like, the deep ball, it's a big part of the game. Coach Staley has talked about it, even in interviews and in all-in stuff, and it is a part of the game. But Justin Herbert's not just going to toss the ball downfield, and when we are the better team,
right.
Sometimes those are desperation throws. Now, I agree. I think you should take some more chances, and that's where we've been a little bit. But I mean, we've had some deep balls, like Mike Wills got a couple in this last game, and
the Carter game at the last drive, like, that was a huge throw.
Keenan had that huge one against the Raiders that zipped right over a defender's head.
Right.
It is weird. I think it's the intermediate, that middle of the field stuff that we haven't seen, that we normally see a little bit more of. Right now, the throws seem like they're in that 15 and under instead of that 15 to 30. The deep balls come here and there, but it's that middle range that we haven't seen a whole lot of. For whatever reason, the look that the defense, we played 2 teams that run too high to take away deep balls.
Mm-hmm.
And we nickel and dimed our way down the field. So I don't know. I'm not upset with the offense. We need to score more points, but this last game, we would have scored 31 if it hadn't been for a pick 6 that we threw at the 2-yard line. So you scored 30 points in the NFL. Things are looking good.
And just let's hurry up on the goal line. That's really my annoyance with our offense.
Or if you do it, run the freaking football. You hurry up and run the ball. They're tired. I understand trying to do pace, whatever it is, but don't go full Pete Carroll and throw the ball at the goal line.
Never go full Carroll.
And if you do throw it, throw a fade to Mike Williams. Trust him to go catch the ball.
Yeah.
Right.
Slants at the 2-yard line just historically don't work.
And we didn't talk about that too much, but I literally had binoculars on Everett after he had a huge play that got him down to that. And he literally was waving to come off the field. Like, please get me off this field. Right. Why that isn't translated in the huddle? Like, he is fucking tired. He's not going to say anything to Justin, but that needs to be communicated. That just the bottom line.
Yeah. No, they
it's on the players as much as it is the coaches. Like, dude, get me the fuck out of here. I'll be a tough football player, but I'm not. I'm a liability right now because I'm so tired.
Yeah. Yeah. No, they mentioned that on the broadcast too. It was pretty apparent that, like, hey, I got to get off the field, and okay, well, I guess I'm in this play, and went downhill from there. But
yeah.
All right. Well, Nicholas Francis, Blonde Surfer, and House of Hayne, thank you guys for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Chuck It in the Bucket.
Certified fresh, maybe.
I knew you would like that. Who asked the question?
Chuck it in the bucket.
Well, this team is one of maybe 8 that can say they have Super Bowl potential. Do you think the Bolts could get there in spite of Lombardi or in part because of him?
I don't think you're going to get to a Super Bowl in spite of an offensive coordinator. You can only do so much to overcome an offensive coordinator. They're in control of everything that goes on in the offense. And so far from what I've seen, Justin's not up there manipulating too much. He'll give a kill every once in a while, but that just kills it to the run play that was called in the huddle. So it's going to be, if we get to a Super Bowl and win a Super Bowl, it will be because Lombardi had a great season calling plays and knows our personnel and knows where we need to get the ball.
And the season is still new, guys. Like, let's let this happen a little bit longer and not, immediately react to let's get rid of him. There's nothing good will come from getting rid of him. Not a single thing is going to be helpful for Justin.
This season, he's the guy.
If you pull him now, it ruins everything on offense. You're not going to have a coordinator come in, reinvent the wheel on a preparation week for a game. It's just not going to happen. Right. So get realistic about that at least, and let's get behind him. And hopefully they work out some of these kinks and get this thing humming. We want to see 40-point games, but that's just maybe not the realistic nature of what this offense is going to be this year with how good our defense is. We're punting. We're doing other stuff that we didn't have to do last year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And in the 30 weeks that we don't have NFL football, we could talk about the change in the offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen right now.
No, he's not going anywhere. So I think we should just get comfortable with that.
Let's get behind him.
Yeah.
There you go. Chuck it in the bucket. Thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Gorilla Glue 89.
Nice. Certified fresh.
Who asked the question?
Good year.
After seeing a bunch of teams go 1-1, do you feel better about Thursday's outcome?
I don't know if I would say better. I mean, I just feel good about it overall. It's a tough AFC West is a tough division to be in, and to actually go 1-1. I mean, to lose to the Chiefs is different. If we would have lost to the Raiders, we would be feeling completely different.
I feel like a horse shit right now if that were the case.
Yeah. It would be a different ball of wax. So to go 1-1 and have the one win be against the Raiders, I mean, to lose
their house, on the road, that's a game that they are supposed to win that we should have stolen from them.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I don't care about other teams going 1-1. It's 17 game season. You're gonna hit games where you lose a bad game. It just happens to everybody.
Right.
So it's not backbreaking. It's not even slowed down my confidence in the team, to be honest. It's just it was a speed bump, and here we go on to the Jags.
This one I needed a few days to get to my mindset where I needed to be. The only things that bummed me out about this game, honestly, is Justin getting hurt and that interception. Everything else felt I was happy with. like just as a Charger fan. Am I bummed we didn't get those interceptions? Sure, but that wasn't going to seal the deal on that game. I think we still should have won. Still should have beat that team. So I like how we played on defense. I like how we were humming on offense in the beginning, and then it just kind of, it was what it was at the end. But that overall, I'm feeling good about it. I would feel even better about it if Justin was, we knew a little bit more about Justin. Like, we need like a Twitter, like Justin Watch 2022. Like, give us all the updates. Somebody like get real creepy and follow him around and, let us know what's going on, because we all want to know.
Get on it, Megan.
Come on, Megan.
All right.
Come on, Taylor. We're counting on you, Taylor. You got this.
Gorilla Glue 89, thank you for asking the question. Moving on now to Pokemaniac Kev.
Yeah, certified fresh.
Who asked the question?
Hello, my friend. First time here with a question. I ask to you, my boy, Woolly Doggy, if and when the Bolts makes the playoffs, will you dye your beard powder blue? Too low of a bar? Okay. How about the AFC Championship? Thanks. Bye for now.
What do you think, Will Dog? I've seen you dye your beard before. We were at Kyle's state championship game. You dyed your beard.
Don't threaten me with a good time. You think I'm afraid to dye my beard blue? You
just don't ask him to cut it.
Sorely mistaken, my friend.
Yeah.
It's just don't ask me to cut it.
Yeah.
I'll dye it funky colors. I'm all about that. I mean, look, it's already white. Like, is it gonna tell me this is gonna get worse? Like, come on.
Just this powder blue, just this part right here, and then each week as we win, it's like an advent calendar.
Blooms.
You just get more blue.
It's like an advent calendar.
Each one open a door, more blue.
I love it. All right. Well, yeah. Pokemaniac Kev, absolutely.
Playoff?
I will absolutely.
Powder blue.
Yeah, playoffs, AFC Championship, the whole shebang.
Yeah.
It will get bigger and better with every playoff win. Thank you for asking the question, and welcome. And we go out of Ask Boltfam with another chapter from Senior Snappy in the Wool Dog story. Let's go. If you haven't been paying attention,
where
folks,
did we leave off? I forgot.
I feel like I was trying to find a bathroom, and
that's where we left off. And then you went through a wall.
Right. We talked about weaponizing my shit. I do remember that.
I forgot about that.
So let's see. If you haven't been paying attention, Senior Snappy's been writing chapters of a story involving me trying to find a bathroom. I've eaten some bad stuff, and it's gone right through me. And there's a mob boss involved here somewhere as well?
A cartel boss.
A cartel boss and a dog.
You're in Mexico now.
My dog, Wilpero Jr.
Yeah, Wilpero Jr.
So let's see where this goes.
Let's go.
In this next chapter. I believe you actually play a part in here, Kyle. So I hope you're ready to bust out some acting chops.
Okay.
So much confidence. Break a leg.
Here we go.
So, Wolldog, you cheated fate once again. Eldon forgave your impolite words, keeping his vengeful hombres from defending his honor.
Look, man, I'm just trying to survive here, wherever this is.
A survivor. El sobreviviente, we shall call you. But what of Wolldog Jr.? You've sacrificed so much for him, yet you are no closer to the freedom you both crave.
Hey, Ricardo, as much as I appreciate the company, don't you have somewhere else to be?
There's no refuge for you in Tijuana, Wolldog. You know this by now, but I leave you to your task.
Finally, thank God. Whoa, man, what is this? Ricardo left his sapphire-encrusted iPhone just sitting here. What a douche. Hey, wait a minute.
Calling you, Kyle.
Oh, sorry. I forgot. I'm a part of this. Okay.
Bulldog, where the heck are you?
Haven't you seen the news?
Nah, I've been busy. New baby, football season, saving the planet from evil.
Look, buddy, can you pick me up?
I don't know. My back's still kind of hurting.
No. Retrieve me with your car.
Why don't you just call Kevin?
I never made it to Missouri. I'm in Tijuana.
TJ? What are you doing in TJ?
Look, you'll have to go back to episode 163. I'll fill you in on the rest when you get there.
Okay, just hang tight. I'll be right down.
Oh, Kyle.
Yeah?
Bring your tools. I'm kind of in a sticky situation down here. Well, dog. I see you are making the most of your resources, but you must know you have asked the coach to join you on a road to certain peril. He is an innocent man. How could you do this? And what will you tell him if he can get you out?
Dun, 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 dun. Oh,
great.
Wow.
All right. Well, Kyle's now roped into this. We're going to have to work on maybe do some acting lessons for the next one. Get ready.
Your time is coming. I know it. I can feel it.
Yeah.
This has
I feel like I'm going to make an entrance later. Sometime later. We'll see.
Some grand entrance, yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. What he's in this, man, how could you do this? And what will you tell him? I'm gonna tell him the truth. I'll be like, dude, this is messed up.
Shit,
dude, I crap my pants.
Yeah.
These guys are trying to kill me.
Right. It's a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think Wooly would hide the fact that he crapped in his pants to me. He's like,
no.
I'm in a spot. Give me a change of clothes.
I'm in a jam in Tijuana. And to be fair, I mean, Kyle would be closer in that situation there, Kev. As much as I would call you. Yeah. If I want action quickly, I need to call Kyle, whoever's in closer distance. So, all right. Well, shit. Senior Snappy, thank you for giving us another chapter in the Wolldog story. Where will it go next? Tune in a couple episodes to find out, because I'm sure Senior Snappy's writing fervently right now. Fervently. Look it up. All right. Well, thank you, Senior Snappy, and thank you everybody for asking questions and Ask Boltfam. It's because of you folks. You make this episodes what they are. We really do appreciate it. But I think that's going to do it for this episode of Charger Chat. Any final thoughts there, gentlemen?
No, I'm ready for this all in on Friday. I want to see the behind the scenes on those two games so bad.
Yes.
Pray for Justin.
Pray.
And pray for Justin, folks. If you have ribs, cartilage to donate.
You can have mine.
I don't think he needs any. But keep your thoughts and prayers with Justin.
T's and P's. That's what we talk about. All right, gang. Well, that's going to do it for us here at Charger Chat. Don't forget to bolt up, because we're ready for any squad, any place.
Okay, love you, bye.
Okay, love you, bye.
Okay, love you, bye.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Is your back out of whack? Do you want it to be? Then visit Derwin James Spinal Adjustment Center. Whether you need it adjusted or busted, the Derwin James Spinal Adjustment Center can help you today. Don't delay. Call the Derwin James Spinal Adjustment Center today.